back to Second Base with Bowman and Burks.
What's going on, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a bit of shock right now. We are live just right after the first Fox Sunday football game with the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. And
it was exciting for me because it was y'all's teams going at it. It was like Burks is a huge Minnesota Vikings fan.
oh yeah,
Third base is all about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers and
some
Clay
guy
Matthews.
named Beluga. Well,
yeah, a lineman. He's the only person I know a fan of a lineman, but whatever. Either way, seeing them go back and forth was pretty crazy. And story of the NFL this year, kickers
or roughing the passer penalties. Either one.
Roughing the passer, what constitutes that? Surely they should tell people. Matter of fact, they should say it one-on-one down with Clay Matthews and explain to him what that is.
What they have
2
said,
weeks in a row.
What they have said, because again, I listen to a lot of sports radio just like you do, and this thing came up one day on somebody's radio show, and the former VP of officiating or something was like, when a defensive player hits a quarterback after the ball has left their hands, if it looks as if the defensive player does not try to stop their immediate progress and they come down on the quarterback very hard and they drive through and force the quarterback into the ground, things like that, when the quarterback is a defenseless player, so to speak, all those things are considered to be roughing the passer.
And I would just like to defend defensive players for a little bit. That is a bunch of crap.
It is a bunch of crap.
How are you supposed to take down like a Cam Newton if you can't follow through with your tackle?
Speaking of that, a guy hit Cam Newton when Cam Newton became a runner. That's the thing. That's the weird thing. It becomes a different rule once the quarterback leaves the pocket and starts to run as a runner, as a running back.
I mean, I've seen good tackles on quarterbacks, and for some reason, they just keep penalizing these guys because they finish the tackle hard. That's how you've been taught to do it your entire career.
But apparently that's the issue. Like, if the quarterback does not have the ball and they're a defenseless player at that point, you cannot drive through them and drive them into the ground or give the illusion of that's what you did. Even if you were to hit the quarterback and had your hands to the sides and did not wrap up and you fell on top of them,
all your weight into them.
Yeah, if you tried all that you could not to cause harm, but you still hit them, depending on how you go about doing that, the referee could deem that roughing the passer, or they could deem it as, hey, it was just a continuation of the play, no big deal. But speaking of that rule, like I said, Cam Newton in the game early against Atlanta, he became a runner and got hit by a defensive player, but because the defensive player led with the crown of his helmet, that guy was kicked out the game and had a 15-yard penalty. But again, at that point, Cam Newton's a runner, not a quarterback, so it's not a roughing the passer. It's now just a
helmet rule
thing, which is another issue the NFL has.
These guys have got to be scared to tackle anybody.
I don't know.
Is that what they want? Do they want defenses to kind of back off and just offensive high scoring games?
You can't do this in the league. I don't know what the league is thinking.
They can do whatever they want to.
I mean,
well, okay, I can break it down economically for you why they're going to do that. This has become a quarterback driven league 100%.
Oh yeah, it's
quarterbacks make $100 million. Everybody else makes about that.
Yeah.
So they're protecting their assets. It's all they're doing.
Oh, I don't doubt that one bit. I guess the issue is, like you said, no one.
If you're the other guys out there, how come you're not with the Players Association going, look, that's crap. We don't want that to happen.
You never heard of a defensive player you never heard of a rule helping the defense in the last few years.
The only one they had is if an offensive player lowers his head whenever he's going to make contact this year, that's supposed to be a penalty.
It's not ever going to be called. That will never be called. No running back is going to be called for that.
I'd like to see it, as long as it's not Zeke. I mean,
it's not going to be called for that. But real quick, going back, since we hit that side note, but before we get into that, like Bowman said, third base is a huge Green Bay Packer fan. I grew up watching the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm a Vikings fan. And this game was all that we thought it would be and more. Unfortunately, it ended up in a tie.
I was waiting patiently over there for the game to be over, somebody to win, and for the trash talk to start. I mean, I was waiting on that. Yeah. It was like, okay, here we go. Miss kick. I just can't do anything with it. It's like, okay, hold on. Minnesota's driving right here at the end. And I'll admit, on one of my fantasy teams, I have the Minnesota kicker. At the beginning of the year, I thought it was a decent idea. He played in a dome, so he'd be kicking indoors a lot. It'd be great. It didn't turn out too good for me or Minnesota.
Well, I want to back up even further. I want to go back to last week. I want to go to last Sunday night because the story this week has been, is Aaron Rodgers even going to play? As you all know, we had our third base. It's not third base. He's right here. Our second base with Bowman and Burks NFL Pick'em League this season. The three of us are signed up. The three of us are going against each other. And I wanted Minnesota to win because I'm a fan. But as you all know, last week, Aaron Rodgers got hurt against the Chicago Bears. And even though he came back and was like a freaking cyborg and won that game 24-23.
They doped him up.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the interview after the game?
I heard the replays of it over and over again, like dissecting everything he was saying.
Like he never blinked.
He was so doped up. I'm sure he was for this game too.
I would have been doped up too. I mean, that's your knee.
He sprained his knee.
I mean, I'm not saying it, but anyway, like, let's not get into it. Like, so I respect the crap. I'm popping my peas real bad. I respect the crap out of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the best quarterback today, if not one of the top five quarterbacks ever when his career is said and done.
I'm
going to go
with
top
one
five.
Super Bowl?
Yeah. Statistically, the way he plays the game. I mean, did you not see the stats and everything that happens between?
Yes, I absolutely did. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's going to be tough for him to be top five.
He's top five. I don't know who you put in front of him. I mean, if you put some old school dude.
Well, I mean, you're going all time, so wouldn't you kind of go throughout the history of the league?
Yeah, I mean, if you put like Bart Starr or, what's the other guy? Terry Bradshaw. He's got 4 rings. I don't care about his 4 rings. He can't do what Aaron Rodgers can do.
I'll give you that. But on the other hand, they weren't protected like Aaron Rodgers was protected either.
That's true because, they could tackle back then and you had to. Anyway, so I'm not going to lie. Disclaimer, we made the picks and I was waiting, I think, like everybody in the world to see if Aaron Rodgers was even going to play today.
I knew he was going to play. If he played last week, he was playing this week.
Well, again, he was doped up.
He played in a game that they were down a bunch. He didn't have to come back and play.
20-0.
He come back and won that game. There was no way
they were down 20. That's the thing.
Especially a division rival too. Yeah, he was playing
20-0. Khalil Mack, the guy that got traded from the Raiders, had like a career day, a sack,
career first half,
a sack,
strip, fumble recovery.
Yep.
And then an interception
and a pick 6. The interception was a return for a touchdown. Like Khalil Mack was just doing it all. And with Aaron Rodgers out of the game,
still wasn't the best player in the game. At the end of it.
When Aaron Rodgers was not in the game, Khalil Mack, it was his game. The second half started, and Aaron Rodgers was doped up on Mountain Dew and Pop Rocks or whatever they shot into his knee. The dude was phenomenal in scoring 24. To score a 24 to 3-point swing in the second half.
Could not put pressure on his leg.
Yeah, the whole time.
I mean, that guy, I'm going to tell you, no one in the league scares me more with 3 minutes or less on the clock, giving him the ball back with any lead that one possession lead.
Because again, perfect example of that was this very game this afternoon. Minnesota came back. They were down big, came back. Came back, had to score it on a 2-point conversion to possibly put the game in overtime. And they get to convert the 2-point conversion with a fade route to Stephon Diggs. And I look at third base and he's just grinning. He's like, you do know all Aaron Rodgers has to do is throw a Hail Mary, is going to score. And I was like, there's 31 seconds on the clock. Every fan of sports knows Aaron Rodgers with time left on the clock is the worst possible thing to happen. I flash back to the Dallas Cowboy
multiple times,
but especially 13-3 season, Dak's first year. Everybody thought that was a Super Bowl team, and then so we went there.
The Dez no catch game before that.
Yeah, so we all know what Aaron Rodgers can do. Just the fact that he's on the field keeps no lead, no game safe for any opponent that they play.
I'll give him the ball with 30 seconds left with a 2-score lead. That's fine. I'll give it back to him.
So, I mean, I was like,
Okay, well,
it was crazy.
We're giving a bunch of love to Aaron Rodgers. That's
and he deserves
great.
it. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about your new favorite quarterback?
My new favorite cousin is you like that? Kirk Cousins. Do you like that? I like that. Yes, I do. I'll answer that question. And here's the thing. We talked about this with Third Base last week. For those that listen to the episode, thank you for listening. Also, we're on YouTube now, so check us out on YouTube as well. The same thing as the podcast, but just on YouTube, another format. But anyway, 2 years, franchise tag quarterback. The dude can play. We all know he can. The Redskins just didn't want to pay him a bunch of money. And as Bowman alluded to last week, Minnesota believes their time is now. Their window is the next year or two. So they put all their eggs in the Kirk Cousins basket, and he actually outplayed Aaron Rodgers. Statistically,
in the fourth quarter.
Statistically, he outplayed Aaron Rodgers. He had 4 touchdown passes today. He had over 400 yards passing. He had only 1 pick. Aaron Rodgers only had 1 touchdown pass. He outplayed Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, because they were down going into the fourth quarter. Like with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Minnesota was down. You didn't really think they had a shot.
Oh, that nigga had no shot. And then, crazy things happen. And again, thank you, Clay Matthews. I'm sending you a package.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Appreciate
his teammates have got to pull him to the side and explain how this works to him, really.
Well, again, he made a mistake 2 weeks in a row, but is it a
the same mistake?
Yeah, but it's a mistake like you mentioned. I mean, how do you tell a guy who's been playing this way his entire career?
It's muscle memory, finish the tackle. Yeah, I mean, I got you.
I don't fault him. I do fault the kicker from Minnesota, whose name I do not know. I don't even want to know the dude's name.
Carlson,
I don't want to know his name. You know what? The last time a Minnesota kicker disappointed me, let me rephrase that. The last 2 times, this is my fandom coming out. My fandom showing. The last 2 times the Minnesota kickers came out and did this to me, the guy that I believe is now the Seattle Seahawks kicker, I forgot his name.
Forbath or something?
Not Forbath. What happened to Forbath? Kyle Forbath. What happened to him?
I don't know, man.
Crap. He was Minnesota's kicker a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I forgot. I think it's, I want to say
have a
Bryant.
dude with a big mustache left.
I want to say Bryant. But anyway, he was with the crap. I'm trying to get my mind right. Playoff game, Minnesota against Seattle, back and forth game, really, really tight. And the Minnesota kicker missed a field goal that would have helped us to win that game, and Seattle won. And like a year later, Minnesota cut him or something, and that guy went to Seattle. Yeah. I think he's still Seattle's kicker.
Well, their kicker's like Hofstetter or something. Right?
That guy sucks as the kicker. Weird. And then 15-1 Minnesota Vikings, Gary Anderson. Oh, God. 15-1 Minnesota Vikings, Randall Cunningham, Jake Reed, Chris Carter,
you're
Randy
hating
Moss.
On freaking Anderson? Come on,
he missed
dude.
the field goal. He missed the field. He never missed. He didn't miss all year. The Atlanta Falcons, Dirty Bird Atlanta Falcons with Jamal Anderson and all those goofy nuts. They weren't supposed to win that game. Minnesota, 15-1, was supposed to be in the Super Bowl. That was 20 years ago. Supposed to be in the Super Bowl. I know that because.
But Anderson still isn't he? He's like the most accurate kicker.
But he missed a kick on a 15-1 team that would have sent Minnesota to the Super Bowl. Yes, Minnesota and kickers is kind of like Florida State and kickers. It sucks for me. Okay? It sucks.
Hey, the only thing that sucks worse than a Florida State kicker for you?
Florida State?
No, when Tampa Bay drafts one in like the second round or something, and he turns out to suck.
Hey, well, apparently going with that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't need a kicker right now because they have Ryan Harvard grad Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, what about that guy, man?
I mean, he's been this guy for years.
He hasn't been this guy.
No, he's been this guy for years. And what I mean by this
he just never had a shot with a team around him?
No, he's had shots. He was with, the last time he did this, he was with the Jets. The problem
But it wasn't a team around him, though.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but he's been this guy that kind of like, and we all know this in sports. He's the guy that kind of like for a year or like for a good 6-8 game stretch is like, oh my God, where's this guy been? And then you like,
he comes back down to earth.
Do we give him a really big contract? Like, no, let's let it play out. And then it all evens out. Equilibrium just swings back in the other direction and he becomes backup, C+ rated quarterback. I mean, that's what he is.
C+.
But right now, he's outplaying probably every quarterback in the league. But here's the question for you now, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. Jameis Winston still has 1 game left of his suspension. What do you do when he comes back? Do you plug him in? Because you're 2-0 with this guy. I mean, you beat the Eagles and you blew out the Saints. What do you do after week 3? Do you keep him in there? Or do you say, oh, Jameis, we're going to give it back to you? What do you do?
I don't know. I really, really don't. I think there's no way Jameis gets unseated for this guy.
I mean, but if he goes 3-0, do you really, and the offense is clicking and everything's working? I'm going to
say we say that Jameis isn't in shape and you hold him back a game or two, see what Fitzpatrick does.
Because again, it's kind of, I'm not saying this is by any means, I'm not saying this is a Dak Prescott, Tony Romo type thing situation, because Romo was hurt for a long time before he was able to be healthy enough to be considered to come back. But by the end, Dak was doing his thing and everybody's like, oh, let's give it another week. Let's give it another week. Let's give it another week. I mean, can he put together? We don't know what it is yet. We're just speculating. But can Fitzpatrick put together the next few weeks to make you go, like you said, when a reporter asked Cutter, whatever that dude's name is, the head coach, when's Jameis going to see action? They can say, well, he's got to get back in the game shape. I don't think Jameis is ever going to get back in game shape. I think I'm in better shape than Jameis Winston.
Oh, come on now.
I think I am. Seriously, I think I got a better looking body than Jameis Winston. I'm not saying I'm played like Jameis Winston because that would be a complete utter lie, but I think I'm in better shape.
Think you're in better shape? I don't know about that. I mean, he's not Russell. What was it?
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell, yeah.
I'm in better shape than Jamarcus Russell, too.
Well, you probably are, okay.
And Eddie Lacy. How about that? Shots fired, third base. He's a big Eddie Lacy fan because he played for Green Bay.
You don't know more.
I don't think he plays, period.
He probably plays Madden.
I wish I played Madden.
Okay.
Anyway,
all right. So we've pretty much gone through third base. Do you have anything you want to say?
No, not really.
He's bummed out, y'all.
How do you get that bummed out about a tie? I mean, it's not a loss.
I'm pretty bummed out about the tie. I mean, you're still undefeated.
You and Cleveland both have a tie. It's something to hang your hat on.
You're not. Well, Cleveland has a loss now, so now Dallas has a better record than the Cleveland Browns. But
see, everything is right with the world again.
Everything's right with the world again. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, tonight is the night
they're gonna put a butt whooping on the Giants.
The New York Football Giants
come
into AT&T Stadium to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Who's going to end tonight in the NFC East with an 0-2 record? Who's going to be that team?
The Giants. Well, aren't the Redskins already there? The Redskins lost today to the Colts. I don't know what their record was before that.
They did. They did.
I would just like to say, though, just to put this out there for everybody, Ryan Fitzpatrick has thrown for 4 touchdowns in 2 consecutive games, only threw 1 interception, and has thrown for over 819 yards for 2 weeks. That's awesome.
The only guy that's outplaying him is probably Patrick Mahomes right now.
I think you're right because he threw like 6 TDs against the Steelers today.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Mike Morrow.
Oh, speaking of which, third base wants the phone. I mean the mic. I'll get to him in a second. Anybody pick the Patriots to win today?
The Patriots to win?
Yeah. Anybody pick the Patriots to win?
Hold on. Let me see.
Because I did.
Let me see if I did.
I'm only asking because right now they're down 14-0.
Hold on. Let's run through here.
It's early. It's still early.
I'm pulling up.
I'm just looking at the scores like, wow, the Jacksonville Jaguars are up 14-0 on the Patriots. But
yep, I've got the Jags.
I got the Patriots. So, I'm just
another game. Hopefully I can pick up a little slack in since I'm kind of lagging behind here. Me and third base.
Yeah, I had the Jags. Me and Bowman are...
There's a reason we're losing because of picks like that, but, ride or die.
Oh, well. Me and Bowman are just sitting in the back watching Burks take off in the lead.
I bet we even out by the time a couple more weeks go by.
I'm not very good at picking, so y'all might take off, and I'm just going to sit there at 5 right now is what I'm at.
It doesn't take a bunch of talent to pick games because nobody's ever ride on it anyway, so, you're fine.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't even watch the first week's game before I picked this. I realized I was behind on first week, so I went through and picked first and second weeks, so I had no statistics or any kind of knowledge of what's going on.
So you knew for sure you'd have your picks in because you sure don't get it right if you don't pick the game.
Well, obviously. So I was making sure I had my picks in.
I'm with you.
But then again, I had no knowledge of how those teams were playing.
It's okay. Knowledge doesn't necessarily equal power whenever you're picking winners of NFL games.
Yeah, because if knowledge was power,
you could bet with the spread and you'd win all the time.
Yeah, no one would have picked, the Cleveland Browns to, only lose by 3 to New Orleans. They could have won the freaking game of all things. Things like that. Like, those things don't make sense. Like, sports is the greatest thing ever because and that's the thing. Speaking of that, I find it funny that, Bowman is watching the game that me and Brett third base are really freaked out about, Minnesota and Green Bay. And he's like, I kind of want Minnesota to win, but I don't want Stephon Diggs on the team to score touchdowns and get stats because the guy I'm playing fantasy league against.
Welcome to fantasy football okay?
Like, that's what they're getting at. Like,
I want you to win. I just needed you to throw it to the right guy, okay? That's where we're at.
And that's why I can't do fantasy. We had a discussion last week. Again, third base has, like, how many fantasy league teams you got that you, like, drafted?
He drafted a bunch. He don't keep up with any of them.
I mock drafted 3 times before I drafted my 2 fantasy league teams. And neither of them are betting leagues.
That's probably good because you're underage.
So yeah, but like, I'm just feeling the fact that like he invested any time in like trying to pick players. Like he's asking me who should I pick, like this guy or this guy. I'm like, I don't do fantasy. I did it one time, and I was like, I'm done. I can't invest.
It changes the way you watch sports.
It does change the way I watch sports. I'm not that into it. I love sports. I love statistics. I can't just pick all these things and then hopefully I can't have my teams. I got to concentrate just my teams that I want to win that week.
So then
to win that week.
Just your guys.
I'm not gonna, but that would be not the point.
What do you mean? Sure, it would be if you can't separate the two. You may not win a lot, but I mean, you could just draft your guys, and when your team's doing good, you'll be a rock star.
I mean, I guess I could have done that, but what's the point in doing that? If I just pick every game, I'd like just to pick and just watch the game for that sense. Because again, Bowman's like, oh, I got this quarterback, or I got this running back, I got this wide receiver. Oh God, this guy. I hope this guy scores. Then play this guy last week because this week he did. Like, I don't know. It's like it's too much going on for me. It's like, is the dude playing or not? Okay, Aaron Rodgers is playing. I guess I got to pick Green Bay next week to win because Aaron Rodgers is on the field
or to tie
and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just want to see what teams are playing. That's all I need.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
That's where you're at.
So anyway, back to the original thing. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. Bowman's got the Cowboys. I'm going to say
he's flip-flopped 4 times. I'm pretty sure he's going to go back to the Giants. He started with the Giants. You can go ahead and put it out there. You started with the Giants.
I did start with the Giants, yeah.
And then you went to the Cowboys.
Then
and then you're like, what am I doing? I'm going back to the Giants.
Then I went back to the Cowboys.
And it's like, maybe the Cowboys got this one. So, I mean, home field advantage has to come in something, even though AT&T Stadium hasn't proved to be a big home field advantage.
I'm going to let third base real quick divulge who he got in this game tonight.
All right, I'm going to do this just to make people mad. I got the Giants. I have, again, with the picks, I picked them last week with no knowledge of how they're going to play or anything.
Oh, that's funny. You think the 14 people listening to this are going to get upset because you pick against the Cowboys. Come on, man.
There's only one that's going to be upset here right now, and you're sitting next to him.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. I've seen you pick the Packers, and y'all tied, so, I mean.
Yeah, I'm so not sure because here's what because I watched the game last week, most of the games last week. So my thought process is this. If Eli did not have a ball tipped into the air for Miles Jack to have a pick 6 off of freak play, I mean, the Giants would have won that game. So the Giants could have been 1-0, and Dallas couldn't seem to do anything on the road. So I'm just thinking, I don't know if Dallas can do anything tonight.
Oh, yeah, they're cleaning it up this week.
But at the same time, I'm like, well, it's still Eli Manning. I mean, that pick, whether it's a freak accident or not, just shows you the type of quarterback you have.
All the time, yeah.
Saquon Barkley's a good running back. He's got explosive, big play capabilities.
I kind of hope they just sit back and both teams hand the ball off.
That's kind of what I was getting at. But like Zeke is proven. Like if I'm looking for a ball control type game and keep Odell Beckham, he can have all the yards he wants in between, end zone to end zone. If he doesn't get in the end zone, he can have 150 yards receiving. If the Giants don't score, who cares? If Zeke can run the ball, the offensive line, even though they got issues with Frederick being out and other guys being hurt and nicked up and stuff. Like, I just don't know what to make of either team right now. So it's kind of, I can flip flop because I really don't know.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this out here, and it doesn't happen very much. And I'm picking Dallas to win this game. But I'm also going to go ahead and say at 4:17 in the afternoon, I'm going to say both quarterbacks throw at least one interception in this game because both quarterbacks are going to be hurried. There's going to be pressure on the quarterback. So if you like to see a quarterback scrambling around running for his life, watch this game.
So it's going to be the top rated game of the weekend. No, hands down.
It's got to be. It's the Cowboys and the New York team.
Yeah, it's going to be the top rated game of the weekend. But there was a game last night that took place at AT&T Stadium that was actually pretty good. And I'm surprised, unfortunately, Bowman didn't get the chance to see it.
I did not get to watch it. It proves once again my man Tom Herman is really good at getting a team up for a big opponent.
You know what? That's cute. That's cute.
What?
That's cute. You thought I was talking about Texas.
Oh, it should have been.
Oh, I was talking about TCU.
Oh, come on.
And Ohio State. That's what I was talking about. Oh, but it's cute that you thought that I was talking about Texas there.
Well, we were talking about football. I was just saying college football. It had to be talking about Texas.
Yeah. We'll get to that, though. But no, last night, AT&T Stadium, it was like the Advocare Challenge. And
the Advocare is Advocare like sponsoring a game every week at AT&T Stadium or something?
That's what they do.
Because they had LSU in Miami like the opening weekend.
I think it's something like that. I guess it's like, I think the challenge is every time it's at AT&T Stadium, they can do whatever they want to. But that's the thing with it. Like, there was a really good game last night, TCU, Ohio State, 2 top 10 programs going at it. And I'm just going to say this, Big 12, I know Oklahoma's still ranked pretty high. That Kyler Murray kid in third base is a huge Oklahoma fan. TCU, even in a loss, looks freaking scary as a team. I'm just saying, Big 12, be prepared to be challenged by TCU.
So you're putting Oklahoma on notice on that?
I'm putting Oklahoma on notice because no one else matters.
Right, pretty much.
Again, I'm with you. I think I picked Oklahoma to win the Big 12. No, I don't remember if I did. I might have said TCU, but I think I did pick Oklahoma with you. But they look freaky good, scary good. And
I'm glad the program's coming back, man. We need it.
Well, their program has been around a lot longer than your team. You just mentioned the Texas Longhorns. Tom Herman got the win against
Did you say they've been around a lot longer and been relevant than Texas?
Yeah. TCU?
You just mean recently?
Yeah, I mean the last 10 years, yeah.
Okay, so I mean they haven't been around longer.
I mean the last 10 years.
I mean, come on.
I mean 10 years, that's a decade. It's a long time.
It is a decade.
That's
It's longer to third base than it is to me and you.
Yeah, but even still, Texas did play last night. Didn't watch the game, be honest with you. They played USC.
I kind of think this is almost like the Notre Dame game from a few years ago, where Notre Dame and USC are both ranked higher than they should have been.
Yeah.
So Texas beats them, and everybody's like, yay, Texas. I'm telling you, Tom Herman can get a team up to play an opponent that should beat them.
Except Maryland. No, they can't beat Maryland.
Well, Maryland was an underdog to them.
Yeah. Tulsa almost came back and beat you.
I mean, I'm just telling you. He got the Texas job based on Houston performance. Houston was 6-0 against ranked opponents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on,
but they didn't go undefeated every year.
Again, we talked about this last week. I don't know where Texas is supposed to be. I don't really know where Texas is at because the barometer. They're just like they're a 500 team. I think the last decade they're about that. I really don't know what to make of them because they'll go out and dominate the number 17 team in the country. Now, granted, USC should not be number 17.
They were 22.
Well, 22. They shouldn't even be that. Texas
was 23 last week.
Yeah,
when they got beat.
They should not be. Texas was not ranked in this game. USC was. USC got blew out by 17, 20 points, something like that. Listen, I can't make sense of it because Texas will have this performance like that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. When the guys are bought in and why can't you do that every week? So that's the problem.
Let me see who they play next week because next week they're going to play somebody and we're going to sit here and go, well, what happened to Texas?
They're going to play, should be a Big 12 team?
I think they're playing Army. I want to say I saw them playing Army. Or is that Oklahoma? Let me find it. I got it right here.
I hadn't seen the schedule.
I got it right here. Texas. Oh, Texas is playing TCU. Here we go.
Okay, so there you go. So we'll see if they can get up for a better opponent.
Oklahoma's playing Army.
What kind of conversation do we have next week if Texas beats TCU, by the way?
If Texas were to beat TCU and they are playing, let me see where they're playing at.
At TCU?
They're playing in Austin.
In Austin.
They're playing in Austin. It is the 3:30 game. It'll be on Fox. Shameless plug. Go Fox. Texas has a 60.7% chance of winning this game.
That's people voting.
This is the
Texas
ESPN,
has a bunch of fans.
This is according to the ESPN Football Power Index.
Uh-huh.
Texas has a 60% chance to beat TCU.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to say it right now. There will be no upset in TCU, Texas. Texas will get destroyed, and we'll be recording next week, and I'll be able to gloat the Bowman saying that.
Yeah, okay, well, we will go in there, and you and your Horned Frogs can come on.
And I'm not a big TCU fan. I'm just impressed with how they play.
Right. Well, I mean, I like the job Gary Patterson's done up there. I'm not saying that. While Texas was down, they're one of the teams that helped carry the Big 12.
Okay, so let me ask this question real quick. Are you like diehard Texas, like you're not going to back down from this game?
No, I'm not backing down.
Okay, so I'm not going to back down either. So we should have a bet.
Okay, what? Okay, at second base, Bowman and Burks. We need to discuss the terms here. What's the line on the game? I want points.
TCU, 2.5.
2.5 points is all. I'll take them.
TCU 2.5.
I'll take whatever it is. I don't think it's whatever. Okay, so if Texas wins, no. If Texas loses, I'm willing to concede that third base has to do a hula dance in a hula skirt for our YouTube channel.
Okay, so if Texas loses, third base guys do a dance. Hold on. He has something to say about that.
I didn't agree to this. I'm not in this. So y'all two make the bets about y'all.
Okay.
Leave me out of this. And
give the mic back to Burks, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about that.
So here's my question, third base, since you just interjected yourself into the story. Who do you think is going to win this game, TCU or Texas?
I'm going to have to say TCU. I don't really like Texas.
Okay, so then it can be interesting what happens if
they lose. I think you are the linchpin that holds this thing together.
Yeah.
So if Texas,
what's the show bet? Come on.
Okay, let's do this. Britt, I got you, third base. I got you.
Oh.
If you take his bet, take Bowman's bet. You gotta say it on. You gotta say it on the show.
Well, hold on.
Take his bet.
We'll get through that.
But here's why. Because I'm with you. I think TCU is gonna run through Texas. Let's do this for him. If TCU wins, let me rephrase that. When TCU wins, Bowman's gonna have to eat some crazy hot food
that I make because I'm like the master of hot food.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Bowman is not putting his health on the line for this football game. So you can come up with something else like the one chip challenge and all that. I'm out.
Well, you're not putting me in a hula skirt then.
Okay, I'll do the hula dance. I have no qualms about embarrassing myself.
I mean, you do it just because it's Sunday afternoon. So I mean, that's not really fair either.
Saturday afternoon, but anyway, yeah. Okay, we'll think of something.
Okay,
because
we gotta work on the show bet, but that's pretty much the game of the week right there that we're deciding.
I mean, it's bigger games, but that just sounds interesting because I just think again, I can't hate too bad on Texas because Texas did beat a top 25 opponent. We spoke about this last week. My Florida State Seminoles. Jimbo Fisher left because I guess he knew what was happening, what was coming. And Florida State right now is a dumpster fire program, and they lost to Syracuse yesterday, like 30-7. Like it was just they got throttled. So let me just shut up about Texas because
it'll be okay. I'm telling you, they get up for big games. That's the only reason I'm picking them. They haven't shown anything really this year that's going to make them special or anything like that. The talent's there. They just got to get bought in.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, they get up for big games. That's what they do.
They do get up for big games, but this game may be just too big.
Too big? You think too big?
I think so.
We'll see. We'll work on the show bet. We'll
post it on the. I'll post it on the Facebook page to make sure you guys know. Also, for those just little quick notes, real quick, if you don't already know, the Cleveland Browns are expected to release Josh Gordon on Monday if they don't trade him. Apparently, Josh Gordon went to the facility under the influence of non-medicinal marijuana or something this week after saying he had a hamstring injury and stuff.
Was he doing that or drinking?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's Josh Gordon.
Some kind of relapse.
Yeah. And
the dude's uber talented, can't keep it together.
So the Browns are getting rid of Josh Gordon either by trade or just releasing him. Gordon has came out and said that he would like to play for the 49ers or the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't think he wants to play for the Cowboys.
Oh, you don't think he wants to play for the Cowboys? You
No.
think the Cowboys don't want him? That's what he said. The quotes are that he wants to play for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but he's high a bunch.
Well, it's the Dallas Cowboys, so it fit.
Only some of them. I mean, do you want Randy Gregory to be his accountability partner or something over here? Like y'all bunk up.
He may be his dealer. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It would be cool to see. I mean, we'll definitely take the talent if we can keep him straight. And the Cowboys are generally good at kind of lining people out, although you would never know it by looking at freaking not only Randy Gregory but Irving. You know, I mean, that's two really talented guys that we need to get their heads screwed on straight. But I will give them credit for releasing the running back here from a few years ago that apparently got arrested.
Randall?
Yeah, Joseph Randall a couple times for freaking rape and assault and all kinds of things.
Yeah, stealing underwear from a
That was while he was with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
This past week, like he's got 2 rape charges and something else. Probation violation.
Yeah, that guy needs help.
Yeah, another guy, uber talented, couldn't keep it together.
Yeah, it says here, Adam Schefter says Josh Gordon would like to land in either San Francisco or Dallas if he were to be traded.
The Cowboys need a number 1 receiver.
Apparently the Browns want Gordon out of the AFC.
Yeah, so there you go.
If they would it happen,
either one of those teams will work. Where do you think he goes?
Not sure. Like, I don't know. But my question to you was, with the Browns getting rid of Gordon, does that open up the door for Des Bryant to become a Brown?
Yes, it does. It really does.
And let's be real, guys. I mean, again, we know the Browns went 0-16 last year. We know that in the last 2 years,
I'm telling you, the Browns are not going 0-16.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Because again, they tied last week, had a chance to win the last 2 weeks. Like, they're not getting blown out by anybody. They're not. I mean, they went toe to toe with Pittsburgh and almost won that game.
Well, I'm going to apologize to everybody for that noise right there. Props up to my father. He's using my mower to mow my grass. So I really appreciate that. And that's it coming in and out of the garage. So,
so don't worry about that. Yeah. I wish I could take it out, but I can't. But it's all good. But yeah, and
if y'all can't hear that, then never mind.
You didn't hear anything. You didn't hear us talk about that. But yeah, Cleveland's gonna win some games this year. I mean, they're talented. And I think everybody's problem was with Dez was like Dez won't play there because he doesn't think they can win. Like, they don't have an opportunity to win. They look like they can win.
Yeah, I think
a handful of games.
I think it's a decent opportunity for him. If he wants to go and show out, and I mean, Tyrod's a decent quarterback.
Yeah. So, I mean, good luck to Josh Gordon, however he lands. I hope he can figure out his issues.
Somehow, I don't think San Francisco would be the best place for him.
I don't know. With your quarterback dating porn stars, and I don't know. They need a running back because that dude tore his ACL. He played for the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, McKinnon?
Yeah, Jared McKinnon. Yeah, he tore his ACL, so they might need a running back.
I don't know.
So,
well, we'll see. Somebody will come up.
So that's some news in the NFL going on right there.
There was news in boxing. Anybody check out the fight?
No.
We probably should have. I mean, this was the rematch of
Canelo and Triple G.
Yeah, and Canelo. Apparently, a lot of people say Triple G was robbed and Canelo was given the title.
Oh, speaking of boxing, did you hear the rematch?
Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Yeah, they're going to do it one more time.
Okay, well, I could tell you that the Triple G Canelo trilogy will be right up there with the Mayweather Pacquiao fight.
This will be the third or fourth time they fought, Pacquiao Mayweather.
Third?
Third, so it'll be a
Isn't
trilogy.
it?
Okay, I'm thinking so. Yeah.
Is this might just be the second?
I thought they fought twice.
Okay, so this is the third. And Mayweather's won both of them, right?
Yeah, Mayweather is undefeated,
and he gets like $300 or $400 million every time they fight. So why not?
So I mean, I would not.
He
agree.
was retired. He's coming back.
I would not agree to any other terms that Mayweather has if he makes more money than me.
What are you talking about?
I mean, because it's a cash grab. I mean, we all know it's
for everybody.
Grab. Yeah, but he's getting more of the cash.
Well, yeah, but he's the bigger draw. He's undefeated. If you want him to come out of retirement and fight, pay the man.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm fine with it. I guarantee you, Conor McGregor was over the moon with whatever he wanted. It didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we talked about that on the show. Like, I just think Conor McGregor and Mayweather did all that stuff to sell tickets, and when the thing was over, they met in the back, shook hands, had a glass of champagne, and just laughed it up, and took their duffel bags full of money, and went their separate ways. And like, we should do this again sometime. Yeah, whenever your bank account gets a little dip, just let me know. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to be like involved in something where you could do that? Like if there was somebody that said, "Hey, come over here, and we want to have like some kind of podcast beef with y'all, to where y'all come on our podcast, and we go with y'all's, and then we'll just all make a bunch of money."
We're calling out all the Central Texas podcasters out there. Whether I'm calling out local radio stations. I'm calling out Dallas radio stations, 105.3 The Fan, calling you out, 1660 in Waco, ESPN Radio, calling you out, calling all you out. We're better than you. Want some, come get some. Barstool Sports, you too. Rough and Rowdy ain't nothing. We got you. What? I said it.
All right, this kind of reminds me of, what is it? Eminem and MGK right now that are battling.
Hey,
so we're definitely MGK.
Have you heard the songs?
The rap songs?
Yeah, have you heard them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I also have not heard Eminem stuff.
Oh, you hadn't? He answered back like 2 days ago.
Yeah, he's answered back like with 2 songs, a music video, and all that stuff.
No. He's only answered back once.
Okay.
There a bunch of stuff was put out there or whatever, but yeah, it's the name of it's Kill Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he said it was a Rap Devil, Kill Rap Devil song, so he's dissed him twice.
No.
He responded to MGK song.
No, he didn't.
He did. He had a song called Rap.
No.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look it up.
Okay.
We'll look it up. You could be right.
MGK said something about Eminem 10 year in 2012.
Yeah.
However long ago that was. All right. So on Eminem's latest surprise album, Kamikaze.
Yeah.
Y'all are really surprised that the white guy on here knows as much about rap, but either way, it is a white rapper. So anyway, Eminem come out with the Kamikaze album that he dropped, kind of just going at everybody that's kind of said anything about him or whatever, kind of back to his battle rap style, let's say.
Yeah.
All right, well, MGK was like, he said something about me on there because he like gave him one verse there. So he drops, what is MGK's song that's coming after Eminem?
Rap Devil.
Okay, yeah, Rap Devil, because one of Eminem's previous songs was Rap God, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so he come up there with that, and he's like eating oatmeal or something in it, and anyway, he did that, and then Eminem finally responded. Like, he put up a couple deals on his Instagram, like playing Pac-Man, and everybody assumed that was reference to MGK's Pac-Man tattoo he has around his neck, and things like that. But no, he dropped it the 13th, maybe?
Yeah, Friday. Says here, yeah.
Yeah. So he dropped it, his official response Friday. And it's pretty good. You hadn't listened to it?
No.
Okay, well, we can't play it on here because it's got extra bad language in it.
No. Eminem, bad language? No.
Yeah. And MGK is pretty much the same way.
I'll listen to it. I'll post them on the Facebook page.
I don't post them on the Facebook page. Just listen to them.
Okay, let's listen to them. Anyway, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a battle.
I'm just saying we're the little punks calling everybody out, so we're cool with that.
Hey, I did like MGK's diss though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he had a diss in his hook. I mean,
it was good stuff. So yeah, we're calling all your radios people out, all your podcast people out. Again, Bowman and I will come up with a bet for the TCU Texas game that'll take place Saturday. We'll Facebook Live whatever the punishment will be, so be prepared for that. That may include third base wearing a hula skirt and coconut boobies. We'll see how that goes. He's looking the smile on his face, y'all. He's just like he's loving it. He's loving it.
Yeah, he's totally in on this. I mean, I love how invested he is. He even wore orange today.
Yeah. Really, really fast. A couple of sports updates, local sports around the area. Rough week for all the teams that I support. The La Vega Pirates lost to LBJ down in Austin, 20-17. The La Vega Pirates are now 1-2 going into homecoming week against Pflugerville, I believe. So they are in desperate need of a win. The last two losses have come by a total of 5 points. The Mejia Black Cats
should be a pretty easy win for homecoming, though, right?
You would think, but you never know.
That's what you schedule homecoming for.
Yeah. Speaking of homecomings, the Mejia Black Cats are coming home. The field is almost complete. It looks really good. If I can find the videos, I'll try to put them on the page as well. The turf is being laid down. It's almost done. The Black Cats will have their first official home game for homecoming this Friday against, I think it's, who are they playing? Do you remember? Third base? He doesn't. Okay. Well, Mejia's come home. They had a disappointing loss last Friday, 41-7 against Malakoff, I believe. 41-14, 41-7. So the Mejia Black Cats took an L there. They're also 1-2 on the season. The Marlin Bulldogs were homecoming guests for Groesbeck, and I really don't want to say the score because it was bad. A lot to nothing. Let me just say that.
Okay.
And then the Axel Longhorns lost their first game of the season. They're now 2-1 after I believe, 28 or 34-7 loss to, I want to say, Holland.
Okay, so all the local teams, keep your head up. You're due next week.
Yeah.
Here we go.
On Baylor as well. You lost also 40-27, so I don't know what's going on with y'all. Figure that out. But yeah, keep your head up. Next week's the week. A lot of homecoming games going on, so hopefully those will be easy wins to get you on the road, back on the right track before district starts. All right, anything else you guys want to add into this today?
Anything? I mean, baseball's pretty boring right now. We're going to talk about that.
No.
Tennis? Anybody got any tennis?
I mean, Serena, that was last week. Oh, well.
Okay.
Just look at that. Let's find it on YouTube.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, that seems like that's about it then.
Cool. Be sure to check us out on Podomatic, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. YouTube as well. We're going to get Bowman to re-record the awesome intro he had last week because that was gold. And I think we should keep that. I think that should be the official theme song of the Bowman and Burks.
We may have to get something a little better than that.
Yeah, I mean, we have to get you to re-record it, but I think we can get you to do that.
Oh, kind of mix and master it a little bit?
Yeah, we can lay a track down behind it, all that good stuff. Yeah.
There you go.
I think it sounds good. Have third base playing the drums in the background, something. I don't know.
We just in the hula skirt. Okay. It's going to be awesome when we get to YouTube. Y'all just hold on.
Yeah. All right, so thank you for listening. Good luck to the Cowboys tonight. This thing will be posted before that game begins, so be sure to listen to that. Bowman's going with the Cowboys. Burks is going with the Cowboys, and third base is going with
the Giants.
Going to the New York Giants. We'll see how that goes. Our fantasy league, this has been a crazy week. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for listening. I'm done talking. This is Second Base with Bowman and Burks.
We're out.